I done some analysis on a few pairs on the 14th. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I think it's titled Intro to Journaling. And I just want to quickly go over some of the pairs, what's happened over the past few weeks, some of my entries and journals, and what could have gone better. Now, if you remember GBP AUD, we called this long or anticipated this move to the upside. Today we finally broke above this little high here, this strong bullish candle, and then now we annihilated it today as well. Looks like we're on our way up to this expanding channel. I do expect to see some resistance around these sort of areas right here. We just put that there. So I'm expecting some resistance around these areas, here. But nonetheless, so we did take multiple trades on this particular pair. Some of them with tight stop losses, did get stopped out. Some early take profits. Let's just go through them one by one. So I want to go to my most recent so if you guys remember, I had another short here on that last video, where I had the last short here, didn't break any lower, and then we moved to the upside. Now once that move was made, what's going on? So once that move to the upside was made, failed to break it there, came and done a retrace, a pullback, attempt to break again, but we failed. And I think it was at that point where I took a short entry. Let's dip into the 50-minute. I took a very short entry here. I should have let this play a lot longer. We would have capitalized on 80 pips. But it was a very short move to the downside that I capitalized on. I wasn't quite sure whether the price would continue down, but it did nonetheless. Second trade that I did take after this move to the downside, we saw continuation. I saw this pullback here, and familiarity with this particular pair. So we got the left ahead, the right, quite used to this, and then I took a sell trade to the downside, capitalizing on 62 pips. There's still some more room to the downside. I'm not going to bother extending it, but there was another odd 20-30 pips to capitalize on. About another 25 pips to capitalize on, but nonetheless, nothing to worry about. And we did see another push to the upside, and you can see it's just played around this zone for some time. I did initially take some shorts here, but after seeing this wedge pattern, or an expanding channel, this is a wedge, I did anticipate a slight move to the upside where I did take another short entry here. I had my take profits set. I think one was set here, two set here, and another two set around here. I think it would have been nice for this move to happen, but it just didn't go along with the analysis beforehand. As we got this expanding channel, I did anticipate at least one more touch, maybe even a slight break, catching people on the wrong side of the market, and then we go to the upside. However, that didn't take place. So which one was this? So that's that one, and then this one. So these are going to be a bit more of a lower time frame. So I did take several short positions here. Some of them I did bank very early, and some of them I brought down my SL to entry, and due to the stop loss position, I did get stopped out on that majority of them. So this one, What's this? Okay, so that's that one. So here we have another one there, another one here, and another one here. So you can see that I took multiple sells. I did eventually take some profit as it came down to this exactly where this trend line is. I was anticipating a move to the upside as we did fail to break a little lower, but I avoided trading this pair. I think I was a bit more focused on gold, so I wasn't too heavily monitoring this one. Another short trade here, took it to the downside, saw nice swings. Again, didn't necessarily hit the take P area, but I still had this in anticipation where the price might come create a right shoulder and then maybe to the downside, but we failed to do that. We got a nice descending channel, prices then retraced all the way back up, breaking the highs, and now just continuing to the momentum to the upside. I think that would be my last. Here we have a little mini. We have another little mini trade here in between the channel. So just the next. If we just go into a 1 minute time frame, see if we can see a bit more clearer. So here, tap to the top of the trend line. We've got the left, the head, the right. Take a sell. Pull back into that support area. Took another sell. Was hoping for it to come a bit more lower, but we just literally few pips from our TP, and we continue to the downside before making a double bottom, breaking out of the trend line, retest, and now we're doing upsides. Now that was GBP. Now GBP, if you guys remember, we had that wonky W where I called the upside momentum, preferably ideally hit 78 and then to the downside. If I just try to find that folder, give me 1 second. Live trades, no trade longs and shorts, 14. Maybe this one, no. Right, okay, let me just quickly go into again on the daily time frame. It does look like so here we got the GBP JPY. Let me just quickly I think I talk about it more. Anyhow, so just give a watch with that video and you'll see what I'm saying. So with this is where the price action was at that point in time, just over here. Called the upside momentum where we was then able to take a short from here. I think it was just short 78. Let me see if I have took any. I did take some trades from that point. Let me just have a quick look. So I did see this little failure of this little support right here. Entered for the long to the upside, just a short little 50 pips. Got to the upside, and then at that point it was where I took a short, just slightly. Can't move it. Anyways, so just about slightly to the left side of it. I think might have got stopped out. No. Here you can see we've got another little mini trade here as well. My problem at the moment is I'm not really holding trades for too long. I'm still getting into that process of trying to swing trade, but we'll get there slowly and surely. And let me just get rid of these. What I'm expecting now, or was this beforehand? Yes, so I'm expecting the price to retrace back up to these sides. Well, So I'm expecting price to retrace back up to here and then get a nice entry in. So we just move it to the side. So I'm just using the arrow key. I don't want to mess up my entry point. So we might see a slight push above this, come preferably this previous swing. Might get a nice 61 or maybe stretch into 78, but I think as we just hit off the monthly support, I think price might start making moves back up to the upside. Realistically, as we still on this monthly support, and we're getting a nice pullback, I think price might try retest this area one more time, creating a slightly higher low, lower high, and then move to the downside. But we're also seeing an inverse left and maybe a right here, and then back up to the upsides. As we're resting at quite of a very crucial area, so I think this is more than likely to push the price to the upside. And then where I'll be able to monitor when it gets a bit more closer to my entry point, and then that's where I'll decide whether to take a short or a sell. But what could potentially happen, see an upwards movement, might see it higher than these prices here, but in any case, if that doesn't happen, then we still got a nice short to take anyhow. What else? GBPUSD. Now GBPUSD has been playing wicked. If you guys remember on that video, where was it? Let me just have a quick look. GBP. That's gold. GJ. So if I'm not wrong, I think if the price pushed below this trend line, then the price would have been, the action would have been a short. And as you see, as it's come to that point, you can see a few of my short positions in play. It's unfortunate I didn't hold this all the way down, would have been a nice 300 pips, but regardless, still happy with the 80 pip catch over that. So let's just go into the object tree and talk about the entries. Let's see, that's there. Right, so as we've seen this left shoulder hedge, right shoulder, I then anticipated the move to the downside. We saw this bear flag here, took a short. Price hit TP, we then tried to hit the trend line one more time, but we did break out of this trend line that was in play. Let me just get rid of that for now. But we did, however, reject the trend line on the bigger time frame. So we've got a bigger trend line on a higher time frame. If we go back to the hourly, we can see how it's rejected that perfectly. I did get caught out here. I would have thought as we broke the trend line, the upwards trend line here, it might be a good sell. Price just went slightly higher, taking me out and then moving back to the downside. Would have been a nice trade to catch. Here I did take another short. I did close the position early, however. I saw that we didn't manage to break this support right here, and I thought the price might just continue a bit more further to the upside, and that's where I took my profits. And then obviously the price failed to break the resistance here, and then just went continue to the downside, and that would be Yeah, that's for GBP USD. Gold's been moving reckless. If you guys do remember gold, I called the gold 78.78 Fibonacci level retracement to the downside. In the previous video, we was talking about how if the price sustains above this 50 right here, I think it was. If the price stays above this 50 right here, then we would see 78 fib, which we did hit perfectly, and the price stumbled all the way back down to these supports down here. I did take some trades on this particular pair, but due to the wicks and positions, some of them did get stopped out, some early take profits. What had happened on the last 2 days, I was expecting price to maybe push slightly higher and then come back to the downside. However, price rejected here as it is, and then just moved to the downside, created a continuation, and we plummeted down. Now it seems like we might be forming a W, where we can start seeing more entries, preferably to the downside, but I feel like this pair will maybe go long, continue going long. In anyhow, we still got this downside target here. AD CAD has played out lovely over the past few weeks. I had an analysis made. I've got screenshots somewhere. Called this upside momentum, and now we're coming to the downside. You can see I did try to get a nice long opportunity to the support. Failed. Was in some profit, so as you can see the third touch, ideally that's what I wanted to go for. Didn't think it would happen. Entered, made a massive pulse move to the upside, rejected, and then we came to hit the SL. I think that's the only trade I took on that. Yeah, look, I had the short here, stopped out of the short, took the long. Both didn't work out. Yeah, that long there, yeah, exactly. So that's the only two trades on that one. ADJPY. Don't remember taking any trades on this particular pair. Okay, so we took a long here. It was going right for a few pips. We had that strong push to the upside. Yeah, I didn't take this trade, however, I just wanted to put on a long position to see if the price would actually go to the upside, just to give a bit more of a confidence boost for myself. As I'm just very conservative with my positions at the moment. So we did get stopped out of that one as well, and then we had the initial short, which also did get stopped out. But it looks like we're going into that sort of direction now, however. CAD JPY. I don't think I took any trades on this one, did I? Okay, so one there got stopped out. Break of the trend line, retest, so this impulsive move. We did get rejected just with the support here. Seems like it's retesting this area one more time. I do think on the higher time frame, looking at on the higher time frame, we could potentially just make that one final push today a bit higher and then make our way down. Still have a lot of a strong bearish candle here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, 2 in doji, so it's very indecisive, the market right now, given the channel of the price formation right now. Let's hope the price does continue to the upside. We've got a double bottom, call it a continuation or maybe even a correction now if we adjust this ever so slightly. Not that I want to do any analysis on this video, but it's just something like this, get a nice little running channel and then move to the upside. NZD, this was a very beautiful trade that I didn't ride the whole way. Um, so we spotted this particular pair on the weekly time frame. We could see a strong bear flag right here. We've got the big impulse to move to the downside, bear flag, and then continuation. I did anticipate this 78 point fib level hitting, which would have been this pair right here. I did take very premature entries. I didn't really want to miss out on this particular trade. As you can see, 78 is slightly above, and then we came all the way down. I think again I was too focused on gold. I wasn't really on this one that much. Yeah, so here we go. If we just go back there. So here I took the short there, thinking it would come down now. We did, however. Let me just get rid of this one, and then we've got the long position here. Did get stopped out just for 12 pips until the trend line, and then moved to the downside. However, it was 78.6. Regardless, it was still a valid analysis, just a poor execution of the trades, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, Euro AUD, this particular pair has been moving a bit wild. It has been moving very wild. As you can see, I had a short position here, got stopped out. Just hide that. Okay, so let's start with the mini one. So here, this was literally, as I saw a failure break of this, we got this ascending channel where we also had the left, the head, and then the right. Saw a lot of rejections, but at that point when I saw this break here, I then entered. I didn't follow my stop loss. When I saw a big rejection down these sides, price failing to break, I then exit the trade just at break even, a few pips into profit. But the price failed to break, the price failed to break and continued to the downside. What is this? Here's a bigger move that I did catch out. Where did I enter from? Did I get stopped out in this or did I enter here? Now I do remember taking a trade that did go into profits, and I did withdraw. I did take profit around, I think it was just around here somewhere, where I saw price fail to break, retrace back in, retest around here. That's where I think I exited the trade. But this was a great trade overall. We saw 1, 2, 3. This one rejected it completely. This one reject. Support, resistance one more time, failed to break, and then I would have thought it'd come back down at least to this support right here, but that didn't work. Took out the profits here, and now we're climbing to the upside. Here again, I did try scaling another position after this just big candle break. So we just go in, get rid of this big one. So here, come to this support right here, retest, entered, came here, and then we pulled back up. This trade, I think I closed it in a loss, if I'm not wrong. Euro USD, as you guys know, is my favorite. I called this short from here. I've got pictures of it. I called the long, and now we're just coming to the downside. I didn't take a trade on this, just wanted to see if this would actually be the case, so just a bit more of a confidence with my trading. Overall, great. Very short take profit, 1.55 risk to reward, but I wasn't in the trade, so I couldn't care less about the risk to reward on this. 80 USD, now 80 USD has been playing well. Not sure if I took any trades on this. Let's have a look. Yeah, I didn't take no trades on this. I've just been monitoring this pair, to be honest. Um, yeah. DXY has been playing perfectly. If you guys seen the video, called the short from here, hit our take profits, and the price has now gone up and hit our upside targets as well. Not much to say about this. Don't really trade DXY. Just more of a understanding of what the market is going to behave like, especially Euro USD and DXY. And that will be it, guys. So what I've found out among these trades is overall patience is very important. For example, this GBP AUD pair, I had that picture. For example, this picture was on the 14th of January, 8:06:30 p.m. You could see we had some short positions there, and then we retested, or we bounced exactly from where this arrow is pointing towards, and today we have finally breached that area. Might go slightly higher if we do close above this, but again, anticipated moves. I won't expect it to go to the top of the trend line, maybe just 3/4 of the way, and see some resistance around those areas. So I find that holding a trade, monitoring a trade, seeing a full-on understanding of the market will give you multiple opportunities. For example, on the daily, on here we could understand we're in upside momentum, upside we're in a bullish trend. So we've got this one big drive here, that's the first drive, then we've got the second drive here, and then this would have been the third drive. Realistically, what could have made my trading a lot better is taking long opportunities from anywhere below where we find support, ideally around these levels. We got wicks we could have took advantage of, or even perhaps from here where we saw a valid trend line. However, I was a bit